Hey Maria, back with another video, and it's like 11:02. And you're wondering, oh my God, how come you're not in bed by now? I'm sure she usually goes to sleep. Everybody knows Maria's life is boring, so she goes to bed early, right? Well, I decided, well, I didn't really decide, but my body and my mind decided that that wasn't going to happen tonight. I'm like, no, you're going to stay up a little longer. So that's what I've been doing. And if you can hear in the background, aside from my cooler that's making a lot of noise, you could probably hear like the soft instrumental music, so I can try to get some sleep. It's not working. It's not working. So anyway, I been just kind of picking things up around the house, and cleaning a little bit here and there, and then, I actually completed a not completed. I'm still in. It's still a work in progress. I have all these little projects around the house, that I don't want to work on like all at once, because then I can get easily bored. So I like to bounce around, because it's all about breaking that routine, right? So anyway, I'm kind of working on this handbag because it has some extra fabric from the hat that I just recently made. And instead of making another hat like I thought I was going to, I kept thinking, you know what, I'm going to make a purse. A black purse. I prefer not wearing black purses during the summertime or using them. They just look hot. They look, it looks like, certain like wool or something. It's just something that I just don't think it fits for summertime. But it doesn't matter, because Maria's tight on money. Why is Maria tight on money? Maria's tight on money because she was gang stalked. She was gang stalked, and it ruined her everything. But notice how everything leads back to gang stalking. That's how it is in my mind. So I think I get overwhelmed, just tired, mental exhaustion, because what keeps going through my mind over and over again is, how the fuck can somebody do that to another person? How could somebody just be so fucked up to try to think that they could, like, control, manipulate, and direct someone's life? It's just like a straight demon coming out of the earth, charging right for you. Anyway, so introducing my new curtains, okay? I just got these curtains. They were delivered today, and it looks like I'm going to have to take the bottom in a little bit, because they're kind of reaching the floor, but I decided to hang them up anyway. These were super inexpensive, of course. I got them at Amazon, 20 something bucks. I'm like, yeah, that's like my budget, right? Happy. They're going to keep all the light out, and which is nice, because my other ones didn't. And I first moved in this house, it's like I had to start all over again. When you're a TI, you start over like a bunch of times, because you're moving a lot, and then you start realizing, okay, wait a second, this is fucked up, somebody's ruining my shit. So anyway, it knocks you back down to basically zero. I've lost microwave ovens before and had to go out and buy them and replace them. I'm glad I got a microwave oven, even though I don't usually like microwave ovens as much. But they do come in handy, so I do have one, and but I've had nicer ones in the past. But I'm not going to go there. I'm just not. I'm not going to go there. Well, I am going to go there. I can't help but go there a little bit, because everything goes in base around this little inconvenience that I had to deal with unexpectedly. But anyway, so hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. If not, I guess I'll take a nap tomorrow, which is something I usually do. But I kind of was thinking about making kind of a spoof video in the future or something, kind of featuring like the notable perps, like the perps that I had to encounter, not the perps that were like at the top of the pyramid, manipulating the strings. I'm talking about the perps that were in the workplace, that were there, and in on this little agenda. And like I keep thinking, okay, there's certain people that were actually kind of funny. I mean, they were so obnoxious that they're so obnoxious that you just kind of have to laugh at it, because it's like, oh my God, you're so, why do you even exist, and I just was thinking about this one particular perp. I mentioned her before. she's the dried up old bitch that was like giving me a hard time when I first started my job. Like I first walked into my job, okay? I didn't even start yet, okay? And she was giving me this shit. And she was just like always trying to provoke me, you know? I swear, you know, if I wasn't, you know, concerned about facing the consequences, you know, I would let her have it. I mean, I would just literally tear this bitch apart, right? But, you know, I'm better than that. Okay, so I'm not going to stoop to her level, but, you know, she's another one of those weirdos with the fucking Jesus bumper sticker and all that stuff. Like that shit matters to her, you know? These people are just like, you know, whatever. Anyway, so that was one notable perp. But, you know, it would be kind of cool to act this out. Like maybe in a puppet show or something. It's just funny to me. It's very funny. And then there was the other one, the Mary Landucci bitch, and all these people who are so, I don't know. I realize how dysfunctional people are. I have come to realize just how screwed up just people are, you know, and how easily misled they are, you know. You know, the whole purpose of gang stalking, one of it, is not just to manipulate you, but for them to play mind manipulation games. Like, even though they don't realize what they're doing, they know they're manipulating stuff, but they also want to create doubt in your head. I'm going to tell you right now, I never for one moment had any doubt in my mind that something fucked up was going on. And then when I found out what exactly, you know, there's still little bits I will never know, but when I found out the bulk of it, it was like, wow, wow, you know, I could live to be like 500 years old, and still I will always think in the back of my mind or try to figure out what the fuck. But still, you know, the workplace when I was dealing with all this was just like, you start to realize something's going on, something is following you, something is around you, something, and wow, when I still have a hard time dealing with it, so much so that this is the source of my mental exhaustion, because I cannot get over it. It is something that it just eats at me every minute of the day. That somebody would do something like this, you know. I wonder if this almost looks like the Big Dipper is on these curtains I just got. It was like distracting me. I was looking at it too much. But yeah, they're little stars and they look really pretty. I like how the light they kiss the light. But anyway, I'm trying everything I can to try to pick myself back up, because it really puts a damper on my whole being, you know. It really does, because it's because of the duration, the time of it, and then the fact that there was the campaign and all of this crazy stuff for something that was nothing but fluff and filler and bullshit and lies, you know, and I wasted a decade or more of my life suffering for something I had nothing to do with, you know. And then the remorse of these people, especially the people, this is just the hypocrisy of this whole fucking, you know, church going, I'm wearing this mask bullshit, right? So these people, you know, were bending over backwards, doing everything they could to manipulate me, to convert my way of thinking to what they consider to be a superior way of living, right? And then, you know, when they find out they're wrong and it can't be disputed, right? Instead of doing something to fix it immediately, expediently, which it should have been fucking overturned like right then and there. No, they don't do it. So it's like, I understand what these people are about. It's just, it's when I see the numbers out there, when I see that so many people are easily manipulated And some people aren't just manipulated, they want to enact evil. They want it. You know? And when you think about the numbers of these people and how many there are in this world, you can't help but have this like doom and gloom feeling, you know, as far as the world is concerned. Now, I have to live in this world, you know, which I'm aware of, but it's not a bright, happy place out there. But anyway, what I was saying was I never doubted myself. I knew something was wrong. I knew the reasons why they were targeting me were wrong. I felt as though it was completely intrusive and disrespectful, as well as the fact that even though they may not have realized what they were doing was illegal, they at least knew that it was rude, and it was something that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. And so with that in mind, it is beyond forgivable, like I said, but I'm telling you my reasons why I feel that way. It was an attempt to literally destroy a person, you know, and if not financially, or they were doing it that way, they were trying to do it to me at an emotional level, okay? But like I said, I never doubted myself 1 minute. I never thought for 1 minute that I was weaker than these people, and these people are huge, okay? This was a whole network of people who were operating and going, this whole thing spread throughout the United States, if not the world, okay? And all these people, and I'm just one person, and I'm like, no, all these people are fucking wrong, okay? They're wrong, okay? I don't care how much the group says it's okay, it's wrong, okay? It's illegal, it's immoral, and it's just, you know, it was a hate fucking crime, period. You know, and what people are willing to do is just jaw-dropping. So anyway, that's what stirs in my mind on a daily basis, you know, that these people were willing to hurt an innocent person, and then they shrug their shoulders like, well, it's not that big of a deal. Or, and that's true narcissism, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, why would anybody deliberately walk into a web of narcissistic people, knowing that these people they will choke you alive, they will kill you, okay? If not physically harming you, they will use, you know, covert tactics to put you in a state of a debilitating state. You know, a lot of people, unlike, you know, myself, I'm one of those strong, really strong ones, but there's a lot of people who are in this program who have committed suicide. Now, and the reason why is because what this separates you from is, number one, everything that you know, every person you know, everything that you have become familiarized. It's too much for a person. For a lot of people, it's entirely too much for them. Especially the fact that they put you in isolation and they put you in a situation in front of everybody, okay? And you would think that there would be a person who had some common sense, you know, within this little network group, like, you know, the bitch at passive-aggressive stupidity, like, you know, all these other people who are part of these networks that are supposed to be professionals. And, you know, I've gone on and on about this, but still, you would think that there would be some sort of, you know, reference, you know, to, is this even legal? You know, obviously people were aware that I was making videos about what was going on. People knew, and once people were starting to become identified with the people that I was describing, why didn't it just stop right there? But it continued on. So it was like this angry mob of crazy freaks, right? An angry mob of crazy freaks that was just like frothing at the mouth, wanting desperately to hurt somebody, you know? And that is, and hurt someone who, I'm sorry, but when I think about the issue, it tells me how skewed people's morals are. You know, first of all, I realized that, you know, I had married into Joel's family. I didn't marry into the family. I actually married Joel, okay? But some people look at this whole thing as like a family thing or whatever. I don't know his family very well. But obviously we know that they live an incestuous life, okay? And then I understand through my psychic abilities that this is very similar to the guy that I knew in high school. So people might have thought that this was my lifestyle. I would never accept a lifestyle like that. And the fact that people were persecuting me for somehow coming in between these particular people, they're accusing me of like something that I did, like I was a shameful person, when these people walk around every day intermingling with the public, and these people are considered to be respectable people. Now, you get a person who adopts a kid for the sole purpose of making them nothing more than a sex slave. Sorry, but that's true. And yet, somehow or another, this person is like the pillar of society. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And so I'm looking at this from, I'm shocked. Is basically what I am. I'm shocked, So I don't understand what are these people talking about? Why are they acting like, their way of life is so much better that I'm supposed to just change my life and convert to what? Filth? I don't want to be filth. I don't want to be garbage. I don't want to live my life, based on, rules and things that people make up on a whim only so they can satisfy their desperate egos. I'm not interested in that. Okay, which I've said several times before. But, really, it's something that you can't help but bring up, because like I said, what do I have to think about during the day? And I throw myself on little projects and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm always thinking, man, something's missing. What's missing? Time? Why is time missing? Time is missing because I'm home early. Why am I home early? Because these people fuck my shit up. Why am I rejoicing and showing the world my new, $20-something curtains, right? Because I'm making a big deal out of it. Why am I making a big deal out of it? Because she hardly gets anything. Why? Because she was getting stalked. Which I do like these curtains, okay? They are really delightful to look at. But still, and really, I'm going to tell you, I'm sure this camera doesn't really do them any justice. Not much. I think they're just stunning. I do. I think they're stunning. Anyway. So yeah, my brain works off a lot on that. It kind of, like, what the hell? So anyway, yeah. I think I wish I could do animation or a puppet show of these like perps, because if you saw their behavior, it really could be like written into a show. It was so I've never seen so much hatred in somebody's eyes. I've never seen so much like this malicious look, this sadistic look in people's eyes, and it was just sick. But funny at the same time, especially that weird bitch, that old bitch, that fucking hag that I fucking told off, and, would have probably ripped her head off if I had the opportunity to do so, of course, without paying any price for it, no repercussions, just, have at it, which reminds me of that movie, The Purge. I haven't watched the entire movie. I've tried watching it, and I think they've made a couple other movies since then. But the idea, the concept, okay? The concept of if there was just one night where you could just, like, let loose and just let yourself go on whatever, do whatever you want to for that one night. Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, that right there, that would be one sorry bitch. I'll tell you that right now. But, and it's that keeps me in place, okay? Because not that I would feel like it's my conscience, because I wouldn't have a conscience when it comes to that. People like that are destructive, okay? They make, they're of no value. And think about how many people really have no value in society. I mean, I can understand how people talk about why, they talk about, cleansing. And some people look at it from a racial perspective, but this is not necessarily racial. This isn't racial at all. What I'm talking about is people who don't have the ability to contribute to society in a positive way. Like, just like what my dad used to call the human scrap heaps. I can understand somehow, I mean, although I don't support it really, but I can understand somebody's idea or desire to want to wipe certain people off the face of the planet because they really don't have anything of value about them other than to be manipulative criminals and corrupt as fuck people. You know what I mean? So I you know, when I think about some people talk about the government agenda to kill people, certain people off that really aren't, you know, of the best of the best. And like I said, this is not necessarily relating to race, because some people are deluded. They're not the best of the best. You know, they're like the scummiest people on the earth, but they think because they have white skin that somehow or another they're the best. Okay, obviously, look around. Don't lie to yourself. Okay. No, I'm not bashing white people. It's just, you know, stop thinking you're better than everybody else, please. It's a joke. But anyway, I'm kind of tired right now, you know, and but I'm not tired enough to go to sleep. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? And when 12 o'clock rolls around, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I gotta get some sleep, because I get up every day around the same time. You know what I mean? And I've always been trained to get up 2 hours early, 2 hours ahead of my work shift. That's how I always done it. I did it when I was in school. When I was a kid, you know, I would get up. I think the school was at 7:30. I'd get up at 5:30 or some crazy shit like that. I don't remember, but it was early. This is how I've always been, you know. But seriously, though, when I think of their attempts, their manipulative force, and the evil that I felt while I was at certain places, it was scary. It was very scary, because it felt so wicked, you know. So those things are going through my mind, and they will continue to go through my mind until something miraculous happens, because it's a lot on a person. It just is. It's a lot on a person. God knows. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I got to clean up my mess that I've made in the living room. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll be back with another one some other time. Let me just go ahead and turn this off now.